Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Santa Anita Park here on Saturday. It is March the 10th, 2018. Going to look at all the stakes races on the program from Santa Anita, including the featured 10th race, which is the Big Cap, the Santa Anita Handicap. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. So let's get on to today's stakes action. Races 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. Races 4, 5, 6, 8, and the featured 10th race, which is the Big Cap, the Santa Anita Handicap. Let's get on to it, starting off race number 4 from Santa Anita. The fourth race, it's the 67th running of the Triple Men Stakes, Grade 1, purse $400,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards, field of 6 horses here, going the distance of ground of 1,400 meters, if you want to go by that, or 7 furlongs on the main track. And I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down at my notes, just bear with me. My top pick in this race, I like the number 4 horse here. Number 4, who is Bobby Abu Dhabi. I'm going to go 4-5-6-1 in the superfecta. 4-5-6-1 super. Top pick number 4, Bobby Abu Dhabi. This 4-year-old colt by Macho Uno. 8-1 here. Victor Espinosa gets the leg up. Most recently, his horse had to start New Year's Eve, the 31st of December at Santa Anita. 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters or non-allowance, optional 6-2 claimer. His horse won by 1 3/4 lengths that day. Had a bit of a wide post draw and was a little bit wide during the race, but was closing up well at the end. Got the victory. An all-around great race off a layoff. Start before, almost 7 months earlier, the 20th of May at Pimlico. 6 furlongs and a good going, 1,200 meters in the Chick Lang Stakes. Horse finished 4th by 6 lengths. Wide post draw, was just stuck in the pace that day and then just kind of hit the wall. It just wasn't his day to win against a little bit tougher competition there. And then the 16th of April here at Santa Anita, 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters in the San Pedro. This horse finished second by 4.5 lengths that day. Didn't have the best of beginnings that day. Was last early, but had a great turn of foot at the end. Just missed, but he was definitely, the second best horse that day. His last victory before the last race at the 31st December victory. His last victory before that came the 19th of March of 2017 at Santa Anita. 6.5 furlongs, optional 75 claimer. His horse won by 1/4 lengths. Sat towards the back pack, but got the lead and then took off clear. I do like him here, second off the layoff, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 4th from Santa Anita, it's the 7th running of the Grade 1 Triple Bend. Gonna go with the 4 horse Bobby Abu Dhabi. Gonna go 4-5-6-1 in the superfecta. So now let's get on to race number 5 from Santa Anita, the 5th race. It's been one of my favorite races for the past 12 years or so, probably actually close to 14 years now. The 5th race from Santa Anita is the 18th running of the Frank E. Kilroy Mile, Grade 1 purse $400,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the turf course. Rails at 0 feet. 1,600 meters, 1 mile. Top pick in this race, I like the number 8 horse here a lot. Number 8, Channel Maker. I'm picking away from World Approval, the 5 horse. I do think he could get beat in this spot, and I do like with the pace in this race, the 8 horse Channel Maker could really close up well to it. I'm gonna go 8-5-7-2 in the superfecta, 8-5-7-2 super, and I'm gonna do probably about a $15 win wager on the 8 horse Channel Maker. $15 to me is about $150 to the normal person. Sorry, I'm a broke college student, but that's a lot of money for me. But this 8 horse Channel Maker, I like him. Javier Castellanos on this one for this 4-year-old gelding by English Channel. Belmont sends this one in from South Florida. But most recently, horse had to start the 10th of February of 2018 at Gulfstream, mile and the 8th, 1,800 meters in the Gulfstream Park turf. Horse finished 5th by 2 lengths that day. Didn't break all that well. Had a lot of traffic trouble. Got 5th, but it was an all-out finish. It just, off the layoff, I don't think I think he needed that race. I think second off, he should run well. Start before here in Southern California, the 25th of November, my birthday at Del Mar, mile and the 8th, 1,800 meters in the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby. Horse finished second by a length that day. He had a great turn of foot at the end. He just missed, but it wasn't a half bad run. He was definitely second best. And then the Twilight Derby at Santa Anita, mile and the 8th, October the 28th. Horse finished 4th by 3 3/4 lengths that day. Didn't break all that well, was last, but he did have a good decent turn of foot a little bit at the end. Before that he ran the Turf Classic Invitation at Belmont going a mile and a half, which I don't think he really liked the distance of. He's bred to go a mile and a half, but he doesn't really he didn't really like it that day. He did win the Breeder Stakes the race before, but that was a very subpar group of horses. He was much the best, but I do think the Mile Eighth is right up this horse's alley, or excuse me, the miles up this alley, the horse's alley, and I do think with a strong pace, he should run well. Watch out for him here today to upset. So to recap my bets for the 5th from Santa Anita, it's the 18th running the Grade 1 Frankie E. Kilroy Mile. Gonna go with the 8-horse Channelmaker. Gonna go 8-5. 7-2 in the superfecta. So now let's get on to race number 6 from Santa Anita. The 6th race, it's the 81st running of the San Felipe, Grade 2 purse $400,000, which for 3-year-olds here. Field of 8 3-year-olds going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters or 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. And like I said earlier, I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down at my notes. Sorry, I can't do 2 things at the same time. I'm like stupid with that. But my top pick in this Derby prep, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Mackenzie. I like him here. I'm going to go 4-7-1-3 in the superfecta. 4-7-1-3 super. Top pick number 4, Mackenzie. 3-year-old colt by Street Sense, won the 2007 Kentucky Derby. Bob Baffert trains this one. Mike Smith, the veteran, gets the leg up. Most recently, his horse had a start to 6th of January at Santa Anita. 1 mile, 1,600 meters in the Grade 3 Sham. His horse won by 3.5 lengths. He was 20 cents to the dollar, and he just had a great turn of foot at the end. It was an all-around great race. This horse is undefeated. Well, shall I say, he finished under the line first and 2 out of the 3 races, but he probably, it was the race before the Sham was the Grade 1 Los Al Futurity at Los Alamitos, mile 16th, 9th of December. He finished second that day by 3/4 length, but the winner, Solomini, came in a little bit on this horse and bumped him. I don't know if this horse would have won that day, even if he didn't get bumped. It was a weird disqualification of Solomini. But in the Los Al Futurity, he did basically sat back early, but went up to the leaders, and it was a duel for the final, mile and the 8th. The final 1/8 of a mile, and it was just a weird race, I must say. It's hard to get your head around that race, but before that, in the main special weight at Santa Anita, 7 furlongs, 20th of October, Source won by 5.5 lengths. He was the 7-2 second choice. He quickened up nicely and just had a very nice victory. I like his running style here. And just sitting off the pace setters, and I do think he should run well. I think Bolt de Oro is a very beatable horse in this race. I'm not a big fan of him. I think he's overrated in my eyes. I do think Mackenzie is a lot better horse, a lot better pedigree, and I do think he'll run a lot better than Bolt de Oro, who I think is a personal dog, but that's another day. But recap my bets now for the 6th from Santa Anita. It's the 81st running the Ray 2 San Felipe. Gonna go with the 4-horse Mackenzie. Gonna go 4-7-1-3 in the superfecta. So now we're gonna head on to race number 8 from Santa Anita. The 8th race, it's the 15th running of the China Doll Stakes per $75,000. It's fillies, 3-year-olds, and just notice something. They misspelled China in the racing form. It's C-I-N-A. So, they should really fix that. But we have a field of 12 horses here in the China Doll Stakes. That's what they're calling in the racing form, but it's really China Doll. 12 horses here going the distance of a ground of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the turf course, rails at 0 feet. Top pick in this race, I like the number 4 horse here, and if you're going to play a multi-race, I would sing the 4-horse California Gold Rush. I'm going to go 4-8-6-1 though in the superfecta. 4-8-6-1 superfecta. Top pick number 4, California Gold Rush. 7-2, 3-year-old filly by Cape Blanco. Flavian Brackett's leg up for Neil Drysdale. Most recently, his horse had a start about 5 weeks ago now. The 4th of February, Santa Anita, 1 mile and an optional 75 claimer non-1. His horse won by 3/4 length. Had a good inside post draw. He stalked the pace setters that day and then took off clear in the stretch. A very nice victory at 5-2. And it was only his 2nd career outing. His start before came the 26th of December here at Santa Anita, 6.5 down the hill in main special weight, 56,000. His horse won by a nose that day. Javier Castellano got the mount up, one of his rare mounts in Southern California. But this horse, he sat back early, had a good strong pace to close with, and he got up there. Very nice victory at 27-1. All around great race. You know, with his two offerings, he showed that he could he could sit a little bit closer. And he can come from farther behind. This race does have a lot of speed in it, and I do think he should run well with a good closing kick in this one. So watch out for him here today, or her today. So recap my bets for the 8th from Santa Anita. It's the 15th running of the China Doll. Gonna go with the 4-horse California Gold Rush. Gonna go 4-8-6-1 in the superfecta. So now let's get on to race number 10 from Santa Anita. The 10th race is the featured. It's the 81st running of the Santa Anita Handicap. Grade 1, purse $600,000. It's 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground, the classic distance of ground of 2,000 meters or 1 mile and 1/4 on the Santa Anita main track. 2,000 meters, 1 mile and 1/4. Top pick in this race, I like the number 5 horse here, Opportunity. I'm going to go 5-4-8-6 in the superfecta. 5-4-8-6 superfecta. My top pick, number 5, Opportunity. Just to say for a second, I think the 7 horse Accelerate is probably the most vulnerable favorite on this card from Santa Anita. I don't think he's a 1.25 mile horse. To the point of, I remember John Sadler saying right before the, right after the Pacific Classic, saying he doesn't like 1.25 miles, so they're going to go to a mile instead. So I like I said, I do not think Accelerate will win. He's the most vulnerable favorite. I'm going to the 5 horse Opportunity, who I think will love this distance. He's the big kind of horse that should run well. I'm going to go 5-4-8-6 in the superfecta. 5-4-8-6 super. Top pick 5, Opportunity 7-2. This 7-year-old horse by any given Saturday. Flavian Pratt gets the leg up on this one. Most recently, this horse had to start the 26th of December. That came at Santa Anita, mile 16th, 1,700 meters in the Grade 2 San Antonio. This horse finished 4th by 4 lengths that day. And something I noticed about this horse, he does not run well from an inside post draw. He likes to be wide. He was stuck on the inside most of the race and just really couldn't get a good trip. I think with a little bit of an outside post draw today, he should run well. Start before the 24th of November at Churchill, on the 8th in the Grade 1 Clark Handicap. Horse finished 3rd by 1/2 lengths that day. Again, wide post draw, was way out of it early, and he just didn't have a good closing kick at the end. It wasn't his day to win. And then the Comet to the top of Santa Anita, 1,600 meters, 1 mile, October 28th. The horse's first start in nearly 6 months. He finished 2nd by 4 1/4 lengths that day. He closed up well. He just missed at the end, but it wasn't a bad run, bad return race. Before that, they ran him in the Dubai World Cup. He finished 6th, and, you know, he just really didn't have a good turn of foot. The year before, he had a good turn of foot, but not last year. And then before that, he won the San Antonio here, Santa Anita, very nicely by length, closing up well. I do like him in this spot. Like I said, wide post draw, a little bit off a break, getting Flavian Pratt up, who won with this horse in the past. Watch out for this one to run a career race. So to recap my bets for race number 10 from Santa Anita, it's the 81st running of the Grade 1 Santa Anita Handicap. Gonna go with the number 5 horse, Opportunity. Gonna go 5-4-8-6 in the superfecta here in the big cap. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5.